Good day, everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Noah Mihasco.
I'm Rachel Bungator, Neridita Coilo Kagaes,
Si Marika S.
and
BS Agriculture 2, Block 2.
and we are the Group 3. Our topic
It's all about the goat production.
My topic is all about inventory here in the Philippines. As of January 1, 2001, the total goat in inventory in the countries was eliminated at 3.6 million heads. This was 7.5% lower than the 3.18 million heads population in the same period of 2020. In terms of inventory, Western Visayas recorded the highest goat population with 522.41 thousand heads. This was followed by Ilocos region with 4,081.82 heads and Central Visayas with 412.53 thousand heads. These three regions contribute 39.4% to the country's total goat population. What is goat production? Goat farming involves the raising and breeding of domestic goat, Capra Aigagros Hercus, as a branch of animal husbandry. The people farm goats principally for their meat, milk, fiber, and skin. Goat farming can be very suited to production alongside other livestock such as sheep and cattle on low-quality grazing land. The total goat production from January to March 2001 was eliminated as 16.51 thousand metric tons live weight. This was 6.7% lower than the previous year's some quarters output of 17.70 thousand metric tons live weight. Among the regions, Central Visayas was the top producer of goat during the quarter, with a production of 2.56 thousand metric tons live weight. This was followed by Ilocos region with 2.28 thousand metric tons live weight, and Western Visayas with 2.0 thousand metric tons live weight. These three regions shared 41.4% to the country's total goat production. Compared with their levels in the same period of 2020, 10 regions shared reductions in production during the quarter. Bicol regions recorded the biggest annual decline of 39.8% from 0.73 thousand metric tons live weight in the first quarter of 2020 to 1.44 thousand metric tons live weight the quarter.
Hello everyone, good day.
So, by the way, I'm Edemar Tibatong Hinogsa. I will be assigning to discuss the content of goat production and breeding system of goat production. So, goat production concerns were mainly feed shortage due to lack of those species resulting from deforestation, goat diseases, parasite prevalence, low levels of management, limited forages availability, and poor marketing management. Let's move on to kind of breeding system. So there are three kind of breeding system: the inbreeding, line breeding, and crossbreeding. So let's talk first the inbreeding. So inbreeding is simply the mating of offspring and parents or siblings. Let's say you breed a dog to buck, and that buck is your father. So that would be inbreeding. Okay, now inbreeding is used very used a quite bit in purebred operation or in other types of operations when they are trying to improve upon the genetic material of one certain genetic line because they're looking the good genetic and hoping by making good genetics back to the same type of gene develop on that genetic trait and income and get even better animal, and this can work, but also to if that animals of those animals have a genetic fault, you're also doubling up that sometimes can manifest itself and cause you more problem. So the second
My topic is all about the breed of goats. Example: Boer goat, Anglo-Novian goat, Sianin goat. First, Boer goats. The Boer goat is a breed of goat that was developed in South Africa in the early 1990s and is a popular breed for meat production. Their name is derived from the Afrikaans word boer, meaning farmer. Anglo-Novian goats. The Anglo-Novian is a British breed of domestic goat. It originated in the 19th century from crossbreeding between native British goats and a mixed population of large lap earn goats imported from India, the Middle East, and North Africa. It is characterized by large pendulous ears and convex profile. Sianen goats. The Sianen goat is a Swiss breed of domestic goat. It takes its name from the Nintal in the Bernese Oberland, in the south in the southern part of the canton of Bern, in western Switzerland. A strain of goats. So, what is strain of goats? Goat is a rare sativa dominant strain that was created by Scapegoat Genetics and TSL Farms. The hybrid ratio is 70:30 sativa to indica, and it's the result of crossing the infamously high CBD strain ACDC with animal pie. With almost equal levels of CBD and THC, goat is a strain that is useful both recreationally and medicinally. Both the THC and CBD levels average between 12 to 19%. Surprisingly, despite its mostly sativa roots, the high comes on very gradually. Initially, you will feel a quickened pulse around the eyes and temples. At about the same time this sensation occurs, goat start to facilitate fast-paced cerebral thinking. Users may find their thoughts taking on a more intense nature, whereby they stop to dwell on ideas and concepts that may otherwise not be interesting to them. General management practices. Goat management practices. These are a series of activities like spraying, deworming, disbodying, castration, hoof trimming, proper milking practices, and general hygiene. Management of parasitic infestation. Most animals carry parasites burdens, but the pressures of parasites is not serious until the population rises to the instant that the host animals start showing. Loss diarrhea, scratching against the wall. The parasites are divided into ecto and endo parasites. Ectoparasites. These are mainly the ticks, biting flies, mites. This can be controlled by spraying with appropriate acaricides or using a pour on acaricides. Use are the argonious pates. Endoparasites. These are mainly worms, round, hookworms, tapeworms, lungworms, and the flues. Control regular deworming of goats and kids. After every 3 months, repeat deworming to any animal showing worm infestation. Also, avoid grazing animals on postures on early morning. Hoof trimming. This is a management practice to control abnormal growth of hooves that may lead to lameness in goats. Lameness in goats hinders locomotion, mating, and may cause injury to both the handler and other goats on the farm. The overgrown hooves can be trimmed using hoof knife and dipping the hooves in copper sulfate solution. The stocks should have their feet regularly checked for damage due to overgrown hooves. Castration. Castrate the young males and ended for breeding of 6 months. This can be done by using the rubber ring castrator, disboarding. This done 3 months of age using hot bars. It's done to both male and female kids.
Nutritional management practice of goat production. Feeding may be the highest expensive of any goat operation. Goat raised for meat and high quality feed in most situations and require an optimum balance of any different nutrients to achieve maximum profit potential. In addition, goat must consume a higher quality diet than cattle because their digestive tract size is smaller with regards to their body weight. Therefore, goats require nutrients for body maintenance, growth, reproduction, pregnancy, and production of products such as meat and milk. The nutrients that are essential in goat are water, energy, protein, minerals, and vitamins. Feeding schedule for different age of goats. 1. Immediately after birth, feed on the young ones with colostrum. 2. After 2 to 3 days birth, keep them and young ones together for 2 to 3 days for frequent access of milk. 3. After a day and after a weaning, feed on the lambs kind with milk at 2 to 3 times a day. Animal health management practice for goat. Here are the nutrients the goats need. Number 1, calcium. 2, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, chloride, sulfur, magnesium. What are the disadvantages of goat meat? The advantage of goat meat is eating meat is connected to a house of a health issue, just like a red meat. What is a good source of protein for goats? Feed like forages, pellets, barley, peas, corn, oats, distilled grains, and meals. Here are the 5 ways to keep goat happy and healthy. Number 1, good food. 2, comply housing. 3, health care. 4, things to climb. 5, good company.